I'm a multi-genre author, a book blogger and a book reviewer. And on today's vlog, I wanted to show you off some of the books that I bought on a recent charity haul. So I went to the UK to visit my sister and family, and I am absolutely nuts about charity shops, and I'm also nuts about books. So when my sister took me to the little quaint town of Saffron Walden, which is close by to where she lives, she took me to the Oxfam bookshop. So that was definitely a very happy place, because if you put a charity shop together and you put books together, then I'm a really happy bunny. And I absolutely loved it. Now, I didn't take a suitcase with me, I only had my carry-on bag. So I was a little bit lost when I went into the bookshop, because as you can imagine, it was just books and books and books and books everywhere. It was just a dedicated charity bookshop. And I could have bought something like 60 or 70 books. So I had to do a lot of filtering down for the books that I would be able to bring back with me and to fit them into my carry-on case, my overhead locker case. And what I've done is I have narrowed down the books that I purchased when I went there, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. So I'm really pleased with that. Now, for me to buy books here in Spain, there aren't very many bookshops that have, for a start, we don't have a lot of charity shops, and secondly, we don't have very many bookshops that stock English books. So whereas I can read Spanish, I don't tend to buy my books in Spanish at all. I like to have English books. For me to be able to get 9 books and bring them back with me was actually quite a good mini haul, really. Most of my purchases for books I do off Amazon, and I also use my Kindle extensively, and I also have authors that send me books to do ARC reviews. So let's start from the top. This was an absolute treasure to find. This is a Lucy Score book that I've had my eye on for a little while, and it's called Finally Mine. So I picked this up from the charity shop, and all the books at the Oxfam charity shop were only a couple of pounds each. In fact, this one was £1.50. So I've got, for all the books that I purchased, I have got quite, I've got quite a bargain. When I purchase off Amazon here in the UK, the minimum book spend is something like €12. I can get them a little bit less expensive, but then it very much depends whether the authors are putting their books on an offer or not. I then got a Lucy Clark book, You Let Me In, and I really like Lucy Clark. She's a fantastic suspense thriller, psychological thriller author, and I had this on my Amazon wish list, and then I saw it in the charity shop, and I couldn't believe it. And also, the thing that I wanted to point out about these books is that they are all in absolutely mint condition, so they all look like they're brand new. Now, this wasn't from the charity shop. I wanted to share it with you because I've actually found, and I've discovered Vinted. I mean, I know that Vinted has been around for a long time, but I've discovered that on Vinted in Spain here, there are a lot of sellers that are selling books in English. So this cost me €1, and it's by Anna Todd, and it's called Nothing More, and it's a thriller book about living, loving, and growing up in the big city. So there's going to be a romance in that somewhere. So I was absolutely gobsmacked when I found Vinted and saw that there were some books on there for just a couple of euro. Another book that I bought off Vinted, which only cost me €2, was Ugly Love. And when I got it, I couldn't believe how fantastic the condition of it was. It was absolutely amazing. And for €2, so now I'm going to become a little bit nuts on the Vinted app, I'm afraid. This book is by Lee Child, and he is the author that's done all the Jack Reacher. So you may well have seen Jack Reacher films and the TV series, mostly on Prime. I have watched them, and I really like Lee Child. He's really great, and also the genre of Black Ops and all that kind of stuff I'm really very much into. I like all the intrigue, and this book is called The Midnight Line. So I'm quite looking forward to reading this, and I'm a huge Lee Child fan, and I have been for many, many years. Now, I've not come across this author before, so maybe some of you have, and if you have, you can drop me some comments and let me know what you think. This is Charlene Alcott. So I have not heard of her, but I'm going to Google her and follow her, and it's called The Single Mum's Wish List, and it's supposed to be one of the freshest, funniest, and most exciting new voices heard for a long time. So I'm actually intrigued to read this book. It's about Martha Ross dreams of becoming a big singer, but for now she's working in a call centre. She's also separating from her husband and moving back in with her parents as their single mum, toddler in tow. So I think this will be a really nice fresh book, and I think also it will have quite a lot of humour in it. And I will be doing another vlog in a few weeks' time, well, probably about a month's time, which will be on some of the books that I have read from my book haul, and this one will definitely feature on it. So that's another book that I've got. And then this one, I actually couldn't believe I found this. This has been doing the rounds on BookTok and Bookstagram endlessly. It gets a lot of hype. And I'm not always one for buying books that get a lot of hype, unless it's Colin Hoover, because I love Colin Hoover and I've really liked her for ages. But I saw this in the bookshop, in the Oxfam bookshop, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get this book. I'm going to read it and see what all the hype is about. So it's called Lessons in Chemistry. It's by Bonnie Garmus, and I am very new to Bonnie Garmus. I have never read any of her books before, and until I saw this book doing all the rounds on TikTok and Instagram, I hadn't even heard of her. From what I hear, it's a fantastic book, and I'm looking forward to reading this and posting out some reviews on this one as well soon. So these books are mostly going to be in my July-August TBR, because June is already taken up with lots of books that I've got to read. I've got 20 books that I'm reading, some ARC books that I'm reading as well for some authors that have got releases coming out, which I will be talking about on another blog as well. And if you follow me, or you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, you will find regular updates and book reviews that I post out, which get quite a lot of attention as well, and on Goodreads. Don't forget to follow me on Goodreads. Jenny Colgan, she is one of my all-time favourite authors. I've been a massive Jenny Colgan fan for more than 10 years. I absolutely love her books. They're hilarious, they're very witty, they're funny, they're uplifting, and they're just all-round good reads, especially for the summertime. So this book is called Operation Sunshine, and what could be a better book than to have this one to read during the summer holiday. So I'm looking forward to reading this on my balcony when the sun is shining, which it does here a lot because I live in Spain. And I've got another book of hers, which I actually bought it off Amazon. We are joined today by Zeus, my cat up here, who loves to be in my vlogs. He loves to be in anything that I do. So that is Zeus, just in case you're wondering which kitty cat that is of the four that I've got. So this one I'm looking forward to. Again, I will be doing a book review on it and posting it out on all the channels that I'm on. So if you go to the homepage for me, for my channel, you will see all the links. So you can just scroll down and you'll see all the links where you can find me on the various social media platforms. This book is by Richard Simler. Now, I've never read Richard Simler before either, and it's called The Warsaw Anagrams. So I love anything that is set in the World War II era as well. I'm really taken by everything that happened then, although it wrenches my heart when I read some of the stories and what the people have had to go through, and our grandparents and everybody like that, and they always pull at my heart. But what I do like about these books is that there's always a tale of undivided people who really all stick together, and they become firm and fast friends, and they help each other get through such turbulent and awful times. And this book is set in autumn 1940. The Nazis seal 400,000 Jews inside a small area of the Polish capital, creating an urban island cut off from the outside world. Eric Cohen, an elderly psychiatrist, is forced to move into a tiny apartment with his niece and his beloved 9-year-old great-nephew Adam. On one bitterly cold winter's day, Adam goes missing, and the next morning his body is discovered tangled in the barbed wire surrounding the ghettos. I mean, it sounds quite horrific, and it really sounds that it's quite a moving book. But the cover got me for this. And like I say, I like anything that is set in that era, and I have a real keen interest for anything that's set in World War II, and also books that are from the 1940s era as well. So I'm going to make a point of finding some more books of that era and be purchasing those, and I can do some reviews on them too. And this book, I had to get this book because I absolutely love the cover. Now, isn't that just a really striking cover? For a start, it's all tones of blues, and on the spine, which I absolutely love. So of all the colours of books, I just seem to have this passion for blue covers. And this I love. I love that it's the bluishy, different strains of blues and goes to the white. And I like the single red rose. And it's called The Dead X. It's by Jane Corrie. Now, I haven't read Jane Corrie before, but when I read the blurb on the back of this book, I thought, you know what, I really need to get this book. And also, it's going to look super smashing in my bookcase with all my other blue books that I have got. Vicky's husband, Daniel, once promised to love her in sickness and in health, but after a brutal attack left her suffering with epilepsy, he ran away with his mistress. Well, Daniel doesn't sound like a very nice man, does he? So when Vicky gets a call one day to say he's missing, her first thoughts, good riddance. And really, I mean, who could disagree with that? I would think good riddance. But then the police find evidence suggesting that Daniel is dead. and they think Vicky has something to do with it. What really happened on the night of Daniel's disappearance, and how can Vicky prove her innocence when she's not even sure of it herself? So this sounds like quite a good suspense thriller, and I'm absolutely looking forward to reading that one. So thank you for joining me on my vlog today, just so that I could share with you the books that I bought on my mini charity book haul that I was so excited to get. I was so excited to get them home and get them on my wonderful, wonderful bookcase, which changes all to different colours, but today I've got it set for yellow, so it's a little bit sunny behind me. And I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. And it's always, if you look through my videos, you'll see there's lots of fun stuff about books. There's some travel vlogs on there from my trips to Egypt and back to the UK. And when I went to Casablanca recently, there's some how-to tutorials as well that you might be interested in for all things to do with formatting, book publication, and some marketing things, how I've grown my Instagram accounts. So please do check out my other videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's dead easy. It takes 1 second. It's absolutely free. And the subscribe to button is just down at the bottom. I hope you've enjoyed me sharing my books with you today. And I will see you next week with another vlog. Have a wonderful rest of the day.